Hey guys, it's Beth. Today I'll be using this Dollar Tree sink mat, an 8x10 frame, and a 5x7 frameless canvas, also from Dollar Tree. I started by taking the sink mat and using a sponge to apply Parisian Gray Chalk Paint by Folkart. I did 2 coats just on one side, drying it in between. Next, I took this 5x7 frameless canvas from Dollar Tree, painted it with Snow White Chalk Paint by Waverly. I know it's already white, but I wanted to have the paint look, not have it look like a canvas. So I just gave that one coat. And then I took this really cute scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and I just wanted a section of it. So what I did was cut a piece of it off and then used water on a paintbrush to apply the water around the image I wanted. And then I tear off the pieces. It just looks better when you Mod Podge it on rather than just those straight lines. It kind of blends in a little better. And then I took my Parisian Gray chalk paint again in a fan brush and lightly distressed the front of the canvas. I wanted it to kind of blend with the scrapbook paper, and this particular paper has some gray distress marks on it. So I did a little bit of distressing. It's a little hard to see on the video. I dried that and then took my image and applied Mod Podge to the back of it, and then centered it as best I could on the canvas. Smoothed it out with my hands and then used my heating tool to dry that. And then I took the Parisian Gray chalk paint again once that was completely dry and just kind of blended the chalk paint with the image as well to make it blend a little better. And this image also has a shiplap look to it. So I went along the lines from the scrapbook paper and a pencil and my straight edge and just followed those lines from the paper onto my canvas. And then I added lines above and below it, matching up the spacing from the image. They're about 1 inch apart. Next, I needed to add a layer of Mod Podge, but if I did the whole thing at once, it would just make the pencil marks smear all over the place. So I Mod Podge on one line at a time and then use a baby wipe and just clean off the paintbrush in between. And then once I have those lines covered in Mod Podge, I dry those and then cover the entire thing. Next, I remove the backing from my picture frame. This is also from Dollar Tree. And I won't be using any of the inserts or the glass. And I remove the little pins from it. I take my sink mat and hold it on the back of the frame and trim it up to size. And on a couple spots, I left it a little bit longer so I can use the excess piece to just stretch it into place, and then I'll trim it up after. After I have it trimmed to size, I apply Gorilla Grip glue. It's like an E6000, as well as hot glue. Push down part of my sink mat. And so what I do is I do it a side at a time so I can make sure to stretch it out. So I do the next side with the same glues, stretching it as I go, and then do the following 2 sides, and then trim up the excess that I left there. Next, I take my canvas with my image on it. I get it where I want it on the sink mat and use some painter's tape to mark off where it's going to be going. And then lift it up, apply my Gorilla Grip glue on the sink mat as well as hot glue, and then place back down my canvas. And then next on the back, for extra stability, I took this wood round from Walmart, painted it with the same Parisian gray, added both of those glues, and glued it to the back of the sink mat and the canvas.